Dr. William Mercer.
Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning and noticed the room looks slightly out of focus? Maybe the numbers on your alarm clock seem fuzzy. Maybe you reach for your glasses, convinced they've somehow gotten dirty overnight. And then, a few minutes later, it just clears up. Most people shrug it off. Getting older, they think. But what if your eyes are actually trying to tell you something? Here's what's really going on. As we age, changes inside the eye happen so gradually we barely notice. Until reading the newspaper takes a little longer, road signs blur on an early drive, faces look soft around the edges. There are a lot of reasons for that. But one factor almost nobody talks about is how well the delicate cells inside your eyes are actually protected. And that protection has a lot to do with a fruit you've probably walked past 100 times without a second glance. Small, cheap, sitting quietly in the produce section right now. Kiwi. Everyone knows it for vitamin C. What almost nobody knows? It feeds one of the most remarkable defense systems your eyes have. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how two pigments inside kiwi work like tiny internal sunglasses for your retina, and why one small habit change might matter more than you'd expect. But first, let me introduce you to the man who taught me this lesson in the first place. My eyes take longer to wake up than I do. Robert had just turned 72. Every morning, same frustration. Everything hazy for the first 15 or 20 minutes. His eye exam looked normal for his age, nothing alarming. Then he said the sentence that stuck with me for years. What worries me is that I feel like my eyes take longer to wake up than I do. We went through his daily habits together. One thing jumped out immediately. His plate was almost completely missing color. No leafy greens, no bright fruit, nothing his eyes could actually use. Keep Robert in mind, because what happened to him by the end of this video might surprise you. Now, to understand why his diet mattered so much, you need to meet the busiest, most overworked part of your entire eye. The busiest camera you'll never see. There's a tiny spot at the center of your retina called the macula, your body's highest definition sensor, the part that lets you recognize a grandchild's smile, read a label, thread a needle. And it never clocks out. Millions of light signals a day, every day, for decades. Picture a couch left beside a sunny window for 30 years. No damage on any single afternoon, but one day you look up and the fabric's a different color entirely. Your retina is that couch. And what's fading, it has a name. Oxidative stress. Ordinary cellular wear, adding up quietly for decades. Here's the twist. Your eyes already built a defense against it. Most people have simply never heard of it. Meet your eyes' built-in sunglasses, two pigments, lutein and zeaxanthin, living right inside your macula. Think of them as filters, not blocking all light, just the high-energy blue light that stresses your most delicate visual cells before it even gets there. Quick myth check. Blue light isn't evil. You need some of it for your internal clock and daytime alertness. The real story is your eyes evolved their own system to manage it, and these two pigments are the stars. Here's the wow moment. People with higher levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in their retina tend to see contrast more sharply and recover faster after bright light exposure. Some research even links healthy levels to better outcomes for aging eyes. Which brings us back to that fruit sitting in your grocery cart. The fruit that's secretly a team, not a solo act. Leafy greens are still the #1 source of these pigments. No contest there. But kiwi does something different. It brings backup. Vitamin C, vitamin E, polyphenols, all working together. Vitamin C protects delicate tissue. Vitamin E supports the cell membrane, plant compounds, mop up unstable molecules. Lutein plus zeaxanthin head straight for the Macula 1 team. One mission. And here's something researchers keep finding over and over in healthy aging populations worldwide. People who eat a wide variety of colorful produce tend to keep sharper vision later in life than people who don't. Not because one fruit is magic, because the eye runs on repetition, not a single event. One kiwi won't sharpen your vision tomorrow. But here's the thing. Your eyes aren't just active during the day. They're working an entire night shift you've never heard about. The night shift. Nobody talks about your eyelids close. Your eyes do not. Millions of retinal cells spend the night repairing wear, replacing damaged proteins, clearing out waste. Like a city after dark, traffic gone, and suddenly maintenance crews are everywhere, fixing roads, prepping for morning. But here's the catch. As we age, that overnight crew slows down. Sun exposure, smoking, blood sugar, blood pressure, all of it piles more work onto an already tired system, which might be exactly why your morning vision doesn't feel as crisp as it once did. I think about a woman named Dana here, 68, an avid reader her whole life, who told me she'd started keeping a magnifying glass by her favorite chair, just in case. Not because she needed it every day, because she was afraid of the morning she might. That fear is more common than people admit, and it's exactly why this next part matters more than anything else in this video. Pause here for a second. Read this part twice. Not all blurry vision is about aging. Dry eyes, cataracts, glaucoma, diabetes, macular degeneration, medication side effects, even sleeping with your eyelids slightly open. But if blurred vision hits suddenly in one eye only, with pain, flashing lights, a curtain-like shadow, weakness, slurred speech, or facial drooping, stop everything. That's a medical emergency. Get help immediately. For most people, though, including Dana, mild morning blurriness that clears on its own points to something smaller, and it circles right back to those two pigments we just met. Here's the part she didn't expect to hear. Picture watching TV through a window slowly collecting glare. The picture's still there. The details just get harder to catch. Contrast softens. Headlights feel harsher. Fine print needs better light. Your eyes take longer to adjust. Lutein and Zeaxanthin may cut that glare, filtering blue light before it stresses your retina, helping your eyes process detail more clearly. To be clear, this isn't glasses. It isn't a cataract cure. It's not treatment for eye disease. It's maintenance. Quiet, background maintenance. Speaking of which, remember Robert? Robert, revisited. He didn't overhaul his life. He added sliced kiwi to breakfast a few mornings a week, sometimes in yogurt, sometimes with berries and walnuts. More greens at lunch, more color, generally. A few months later, he said something I still think about. I don't know which change deserves the credit. I just feel like my eyes are happier. That's the mindset, not a miracle, a pattern. Now let's kill a myth you've probably believed your whole life. The carrot myth: carrots have beta-carotene, which becomes vitamin A, genuinely important, especially in dim light. But that's one instrument. Healthy eyes need omega-3s, zinc, vitamin C, vitamin E, lutein, zeaxanthin, protein, circulation, stable blood sugar, a full orchestra. Remove one section, the whole performance changes. Kiwi doesn't play one note. It plays several at once. And here's a fact that surprises almost everyone I tell it to. The part of your body with the most vitamin C. It's not your immune system. It's the lens of your eye. Highest vitamin C concentration found anywhere in your body, right there, protecting lens proteins from oxidative damage. Kiwi also brings fiber, which sounds unrelated to vision, until you remember the retina runs on some of the smallest, most delicate blood vessels in your entire body. Protect your heart, and you're quietly protecting your eyes too. Nothing in your body works alone. Heart, blood vessels, blood sugar, eyes. It's all one connected system, whether medicine labels it that way or not. No single breakfast changes your future, but a few thousand of them just might. So, what do you actually do with all this? Writing your own version of Robert's story. So here's where Dana ended up, and where Robert ended up, And honestly, where most of my patients end up once they hear all this, they don't overhaul their lives. They just start. 1 or 2 kiwis a week, folded into yogurt or oats, or a fruit salad paired with a little protein and healthy fat for steadier blood sugar along the way. That's the opening move, not the whole plan. Because kiwi is one member of a much bigger family. Dark leafy greens still do the heaviest lifting. Broccoli, peas, Brussels sprouts, yellow corn, even egg yolks all pull their weight too. Nobody needs to eat perfectly. They just need variety, more often than not. Then there's the water you're probably not drinking enough of. Thirst gets unreliable with age, and a dehydrated tear film is a sneaky, overlooked cause of that morning haze we started with. There's the eye exam people keep meaning to book. Glaucoma and early macular degeneration can creep in without a single symptom, which means the appointment you keep postponing might be the one that actually matters, especially with diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or a smoking history in the picture. There's the daily walk that does more for your eyes than any supplement, simply by keeping blood moving to tissue that depends on it. There's sleep, not just rest for your brain, but overnight repair for your whole body, eyes included. And there's sunlight, which isn't actually the villain here. The real target is excessive UV, so a good pair of sunglasses and a wide-brimmed hat let you enjoy the outdoors without the trade-off. None of it's complicated, it's just consistent. And consistency is the one thing Robert, Dana, and thousands of years of healthy eyes all have in common. Before you go. Your eyesight works quietly in the background of your entire life. It's how you recognize the people you love, read a book, cook a recipe passed down for generations, drive to see old friends, watch grandchildren play in the yard. Think about the last time you really looked at someone you love, not a glance, but really took them in. That clarity is easy to assume will always be there. It won't, automatically. It has to be protected. Healthy aging was never one dramatic decision. It's thousands of small ones. Colorful food, movement, sleep, sun scents, regular checkups, repeated until they become who you are. Kiwi is a small piece of that picture, but small pieces add up. One last thing, because it matters. Nutrition can't cure cataracts, glaucoma, or macular degeneration. It gives your body the raw materials to function and age well. That's it, and that's enough. Talk to your doctor before major changes, especially with existing eye disease or medications. This was never about a quick fix. It's about respecting the eyes that have shown you your entire life, faithfully, without asking for anything back. So here's what I actually want to know. Who is the one person you'd fight hardest to keep seeing clearly for as long as possible? A spouse? A grandchild? An old friend? Tell me who in the comments. Say their name if you want to. Someone reading it is going to see their own answer in yours and start their own version of this today. Take care of yourself. Take care of your eyes. Stay sharp.